Hey. All right, so I am now on the line with Miss Nasti,
Hello.
who is from Vilnius, Lithuania, which is the capital, right? When what did you call it?
I say that is going to be the next center of bachata.
Hey,
It's
okay.
coming. Mark
Hey,
my words.
hey, sure enough, sure enough. So you are a bachata as well as ballet dancer. You've been dancing ballet your entire life, is that correct?
Yes, I started when I was 3 years old, and I continued till I finished the academy.
Mm,
So I'm a professional ballet dancer and creator.
amazing.
And meanwhile, when I was in my last grades, well, Azel Salazar introduced me to the whole bachata world,
Okay.
and I just got addicted. And after I finished ballet, I decided that I want to take the bachata path.
Okay, okay. So yeah, you started dancing bachata about 3 years ago. Is that proper?
Yes, about
Hey,
3 years ago.
Roger that, Roger that. I want to first say I said this earlier, but I want to start off by saying, I really appreciate you taking time to talk to me, Miss Nasty. I really do appreciate that.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank
Of
you.
course, of course, of course, of course. I think a great way to start this interview, I've never had the opportunity to visit Lithuania, so I would absolutely love to hear from you. What was your childhood like growing up in Lithuania? What was that like for you?
Well, if you ask me, my childhood was very different from majority of people because I was studying ballet as professional. So basically, my whole day looked like I would wake up at 5, 6 a.m. I would go to school. I would spend there my whole day because it's the only professional art school in all Baltics. So I would literally spend there like I don't know from 10 to 12 hours per day, and then I would go back home, do my homework, and then the last years I would go to studio, dance there, learn some bachata, salsa, or kizomba, and then go home. So I just got a couple of hours to sleep, and I didn't really have a lot of childhood, but I was very happy because I was dancing, and dancing is something that I don't know I'm so passionate about, and I couldn't live without it. So I think I had the best childhood that I could ever have.
Okay, okay. I've got a lot of questions, but I'm very curious to know. Was ballet, was that something that your parents enrolled you in, or is that something that you kind of asked to be in?
Well, actually, my mom was studying ballet when she was small, but also my parents are dancing till now. They traditional Lithuanian dances, and they're both dancing till the very now. Okay, but she just showed me the ballet in the theater, and I was like, wow. And then I decided, Mom, please, can I come study this amazing piece of art? And she was like, yeah, if you want to. So I went there. I went as a kid for fun. I was 3 years old. I never, I don't know, intend to be professional. But the teacher said that, oh my gosh, she should go professional. And she said, okay, there is this school of arts that is really intense, and she should take an exam because to get in the school you should pass the exam, and every year, actually even a couple of times a year, you have to pass extra exams to stay in the school. So it's like people started, but I don't know, we started maybe, I don't remember, 17 girls or 20, and we finished only three of us finished, and there were other girls who were coming to school and going out all the time. So yeah,
Okay.
it was always my dream.
Yeah. All right. So I don't. I only know about ballet from like the outside looking in. So I really want to talk to you about ballet. I I'm very curious to know. What separated the three girls that graduated from everybody
Courage.
else. Courage.
Yes.
And expand on that.
Because
Why do you say
ballet is
that? What?
very hard. It's not for everyone.
And so just simple as that. It's just are you saying that you three wanted it more? Is that what you're saying?
Can you repeat, please?
Are you saying that the three of you the three of you all that graduated, are you saying that you all wanted it more? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's just we put enough hard work in it, and the rest of them, it's like maybe it was too hard, or maybe their body wasn't created for ballet, or I mean, there are a lot of factors, and like I said, every year we have 3 or 2 exams, and then teachers would look at you and they say, okay, this girl, she cannot continue anymore. She doesn't show progress. Or another girl will say, okay, this is too hard for me. I don't want this anymore. Because especially when you're a teenager, you change. Maybe one year you wanted this, another year you want to become, I don't know, IT specialist or something.
Okay, I get you on that. I definitely understand that. So I'm very curious to hear from you then. You know, what kept you going? You know, what about ballet is it that makes you that how long were you in the program? How long total was it?
16 years.
Okay, that's a long time. So, yeah, what
Yes, I'm 19.
so tell me, I'm very curious, what was your driving force? What kept you going? What kept you motivated to improve over that 16-year span?
Well, I guess I'm one of those people who always want to finish what they started. But also, ballet was always my dream. Is Of course you put, I don't know, hours, months of work, and then on the stage you spend 1 minute, and that minute goes like this, you know. But at some point it's still worth it. And when you get that main role that you so wanted, this is like damn, you know. And it's very hard. It's very hard work. You are always depressed. You're always feeling like you are not enough. But you know, you dance, and at the end of the day, it's just dance, and you need to show. And it's not only dance. In ballet, it's you have to create the feeling for other people. You have to make them see the story, and the story is not about you. It's like you have, let's say, a fairy tale, let's say Cinderella, okay? And the story is not about one dancer. The story about is like the whole fairy tale. And I think one of my best experiences when I had the main role, and after the performances, girls came crying, and they wanted to make pictures, and I already went out of the stage. I was already dressed in normal clothes, and they still recognized me, and they were like, oh my gosh, they were so amazing. I loved it. Oh my gosh. And they were crying about the performance, and oh my god, that feeling, damn.
I understand that. You work so hard for something, and then when someone appreciates it, it can really mean a lot to you. I definitely understand that.
Yes, but also it's not about that. It's you want it.
Okay.
And if you really want something, you will do anything for it.
Okay, I definitely understand that. I definitely do. I'm very curious to hear from you. So you're growing up doing this ballet and everything. Is this what you always wanted to do? Like when you're younger, you pictured yourself being a professional ballet dancer?
Yes. I
Okay.
guess I started from the very first grade to be. I was raised as a professional performer, and I don't know. It was always my dream, and I didn't even think about anything else. It was always
Okay.
this
Ah,
straightforward.
okay, that's awesome. So yeah, you had that's like you said, a lot of courage, a lot of dedication. That's very admirable. So I really I'm inspired by that. So tell me. Yeah. So tell me. So you're practicing ballet, you're a professional dancer. I guess what happens after year 16, do you get like a trophy? Do they say congratulations, like, and then they kick you out the school? What happens?
Well, I finished my academy uh, 1 year ago, around 1 year ago. I got diploma that I'm a professional dancer and creator, and I can go audition to any theater that I want to apply. I go into audition, and then if I'm good enough for them, they take me. I get a job, and then step by step, you start like in the school. In the first grades, you are like this. In the second grade, you have some bigger roles, and then the same as in the theater. You start dancing in some, massive dances, and then if you work hard enough, if you put enough effort, maybe some ballet master will say, okay, wow, this girl, she should have a main role. And then he puts you into a solo parts, then some bigger solo, and then bam, you are prima ballerina. Or maybe not.
So okay. All right. So like I said, I don't know much about ballet. So is ballet, how do I word this to you? What all right, so you now have your degree as a professional ballet dancer. So that means
Yes,
you've earned that. This may be a stupid question to ask you,
there
but
is no stupid questions.
but so tell me this, a what separates this professional dancer from the professional dancer who gets the main lead, the lead role, the main role.
Well, I'm qualified as professional dancer, but I don't work in theater, for example, right now. And to be usually prima ballerina, let's say this is like the best that a dancer could achieve, is you go into a theater and you work there. And as I said, it's also step by step. You can get some roles when you dance with a lot of dancers, and then you will get some roles when you dance maybe in 10 of dancers, and then maybe in 4, and then maybe in 3, and then you will get some solo, and then you will have a main role. But you might stuck somewhere in between. Understand that?
I mean, I think I understand you, but I don't think I've ever seen a ballet dance, a ballet performance. You're not spitting lines. You don't have lines. You're literally just dancing a choreography, correct?
Yes.
So is it just the
This was
director?
so
Is
hard
it?
for me to understand in bachata. I couldn't believe how you can dance not choreography.
Oh. So, but so is it just whoever catches the director's eye and says, okay, I want to make that the lead?
Yes, exactly.
And so I feel like is the word, it's very subjective. Is that proper?
How did you say?
The word subjective, it's very opinionated. Whoever the director is, that's just how it goes.
Yes, you could say that, but also if you are the best, everybody will spot you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't have the okay. I understand what you're saying though. I understand that.
But it's like, for example, the same in bachata. There are so much amazing dancers, but let's say I don't know who I can. Okay, there's a lot of dancers, and then if I say one, the other one will not be happy. But okay, let's say Daniele Desiree. Everybody knows they're the best because they are the best. It's like you cannot say no, they dance bad. They don't.
I get what you're saying. I understand. I understand
Or
that.
like let's say Azel and Cindy. If somebody would say they are bad dancers, they are not. They are one of the best. Why? Because they are one of the best.
Okay, I understand. So yeah, I understand that you recognize the upper echelon, the greats, from just the average, perhaps. I don't know what words you want to use, but I
Yes.
understand that. I understand that.
It's
So,
like, when somebody dance amazing, it's like, especially in ballet, everybody dance amazing. I mean, if you are in the theater, you already probably finished like me 16 years or more or less, but you already are a professional dancer. So there is no bad dancer in the theater. But to be the best, you have to be extraordinary. You have to be eye catching.
Tell me this. I don't want to tell me this. I'm very curious. How much how much of a role does beauty play in ballet?
Oh,
And I know that sounds kind of superficial, but I'm very curious to hear.
it does, and also people see beauty in different ways. But obviously, if you are ugly, I mean, makeup fix everything at some point.
Okay, and I get you. I get you. Let me ask you this. I want to ask you a personal question. What?
Wait. I know
Okay.
how to answer your
Okay.
your question. Uh, Beauty, I don't think. I mean, it does affect because, like I said, maybe some ballet master will find you extremely attractive and he will give you the better role. But you have to fit into standards. You cannot be too fat. You have to look for the stage. Okay, your appearance have to be like this. You can be fat. You can be, I don't know, too small or too tall. And I don't know. It's important. It's important how you look. It really is. But I'm not saying that if you don't have pretty face, you cannot be ballerina. I mean, makeup can fix it.
Now I understand that. I wanna ask you. I know you're in this bachata scene right now, but if you ever go back to maybe fully focused on ballet, or matter of fact, when you were fully focused on ballet, um, what were you doing? What could you do to put yourself in the best position? Obviously, work hard and work your best, but like what are some things that I guess that outside of dancing that you could do to put yourself in the best position?
Well, I think I would do the same thing that I did because I was always, um, even if I didn't have rehearsal, I would stay in the studio extra hours to train to make my performance better. Even if there is no teacher, I would still push myself to do what I can and what I cannot. And I think this is the only way for ballet dancers to actually go up, because you need to break your body to achieve what you want. And you have to go through pain, you have to go through everything, through a lot of tears. And if you don't do that, you will never achieve what you want. But if you do, there's a possibility that you will.
I think the only thing I've really seen from bachata, I think you all have some really bad feet. Aren't your feet really messed up, like just atrocious?
What?
Am I correct or am I mistaken?
I guess I do have some ballet habits still, but yeah,
Okay, all right, Roger that.
kind
So
of.
all right, so real quick. So let me ask you real quick one more thing about ballet. I'm very curious to hear from you. I guess in your 16-year journey to become a professional ballet dancer, can you tell me, maybe what was one of the more difficult challenges that you had to overcome?
I was always struggling with my weight, and I mean, I don't look bad for a normal person, but for ballet, you have to be extremely skinny. And even till now, I don't dance ballet, and I have these amazing people around me who make me feel that I'm beautiful. But in ballet, you always feel that you are not enough, you are too fat, you are not stretched enough, you don't jump high enough, you do that bad, and you are just worse than anybody else. But I think this is the only motivation, because okay, if I'm bad, I need to do better. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely, definitely, of course.
Yeah. So I think the hardest for me was to not break myself, because I, like, it was my dream and I would do anything for that. And I did do everything for that. Actually, it was a period in my life when I didn't eat for 3 months, and I got skinny. And why did I do that? Because I wanted to get 10 from my exam. And I was extremely skinny, but then my hair started to fall out, and my
All right,
nails
real
started to
quick, real
grow.
quick, real quick.
And yeah.
I feel like you might be exaggerating when you say 3 months. Do you mean 3 weeks?
No,
So what do you say?
I was
You
eating,
drank
I
water
was
for three
eating
months?
once, I was eating like breakfast once, twice a week, but it was, I don't know, maybe 100 gram of porridge. And but I was drinking water, tea, coffee has some calories.
So that's how dedicated you were. You were eating every other day, perhaps.
Uh, I was eating once or twice per week breakfast, but it was like one
I get
hundred
you. You're right,
gram
right.
of oats.
That's that's dedication going into like crazy land. But wow, that's amazing. That's how bad you wanted it. That's how bad you wanted it.
Yes, but I told you, it's like it's bad because it's not healthy and the body cannot be like this. And my, like I said, I had very long hair, but it started to fall out because my body needed vitamins, and I was drinking pills to to still, live. And I actually didn't really wanted to eat at the first. I really wanted to eat, but when you don't have time, because you're training all the time, you're not thinking about it, and you don't really even want it. And then you see the result, and that result motivates you. It's like, oh, in one day I lost I don't know, 500 grams. And you're like, okay, how much I can lose tomorrow? And then you're like this, and you're motivated by your own, but then you get dismotivated because you don't eat, but you start to gain weight, and you're like, how is that even possible?
Let me.
Because I don't know, water or whatever.
Mm.
And then you don't lose weight anymore, and then it's depressing. Yeah.
I'm very curious that you said that ballet had this atmosphere of you are never enough. I'm
Yeah.
curious. Is that is kind of a two-part question, but do you think is that atmosphere just at that particular dance school, or do you think that's truly ballet as a whole?
I would say it's more like an old school. Right now it's changing, but for the last centuries, I think it was always ballet kind of motto.
And so you said I want to give you a compliment, and I want to say, that feeling of never being enough, that can be very demoralizing for a lot of people, and a lot of people could have given up, but you found a way to like use that as motivation, which is very, very cool, very awe-inspiring. Um,
Thank you.
seriously, that could be, like I said, very demoralizing. I'm curious. Do you think? Do you think that that atmosphere of never enough? Do you think that's beneficial, or do you think it's actually more harmful than good?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer this question, because for some people, it might just break them. And for some people, it will give them extra motivation. And I think this is where ballet path goes, because ballet takes only the strongest. So it's like if you are not strong enough, take another path. But if you can do it, and this is when people understand, okay, I really want this.
That's
So if
yeah.
you really do, you go for it.
Oh man, that's super cool. I'm very curious to hear from you. You know, tell me what role did your parents play in all of this?
Actually, I have the best parents I could ever wish for. Um, they are not the best in their financial situation, so it was a little hard for them in general to put me in a ballet school because you have to buy point shoes, and I mean, it's quite expensive. But they were always so supportive, and they would also always go to my performances, and they are just amazing. And if I don't want to talk because I'm so tired, I spend my whole day in school, I don't want to talk anymore, I want to do nothing, I want to just finish my homework and go to sleep because tomorrow I need to wake up at 5 a.m. And they would understand this, and they wouldn't ask questions that I don't want to answer because I just want to sleep. And sometimes, of course, I feel like I should have communicated more with them. And yes, I think I could regret a little bit that I don't spend enough time with my parents. But at the same time, I'm so thankful for understanding and for supporting.
That's how do I say this? You should tell your parents you love them. But let me ask you this real quick. Um, I'm thinking about this. So wait, you were enrolled in ballet academy since you were like 5, 4, right?
I was 3 years old when I
3
started.
years old. Okay. So does that mean that like you stopped taking math class and like you know history or do
Well,
you
in the first years, I started my school, actually, like the academy, when I was 6. So my school of arts, it's combined everything. So we have regular classes like math, physics, Lithuanian, French, whatever, and at the same time we have dancing classes. So they're like mixed in between. So we have, but it's not only ballet classes, we also have choreography, we have characteristic dances, historical dances, and other things. So it's all mixed. It's not like you finish only as ballet dancer, you can also dance modern and other styles, because you can't be just ballet dancer, you have to know quite a lot. But no Latin dances there. I could say this is a loop. They should add Latin dances there.
now I definitely understand that. Let me ask you this. I'm very curious, seeing as how you have been able to overcome this great feat, this great obstacle. You've reached the top of the mountain. Um, let's say down the line you have a daughter yourself. Would you would you be would you be hesitant or would you be encouraging if she wanted to follow your same path?
It's a hard question because when I was in my school, sometimes I was feeling like it's so, I don't know, it's a disaster, and I would never let my kid be in the school. But at the same time, I finished, and I'm so thankful to the school that I finished, because I became the person that I am. And if, for instance, I would have a daughter right now or a son, and they would say that they want to go to the school or they want to take a ballet path, of course I will. It's not like I will forbid them or whatever, but if they want it, you are free to do it, and I will show my full support. But I will not say that you have to do it. You can do it if you want, and I guess it's just their path. It's what they want. It's not what I want.
Okay. Now, I guess excuse my ignorance, but can men be ballet dancers as well?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Roger that. I thought it might have been a strictly female thing. Okay, so there are men.
No, no, no
Okay.
way.
Okay, Roger that. Roger that. I got you. All right, shoot, shoot. Okay. So you're growing up dancing ballet, and then you somehow get introduced to bachata. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell me how you got introduced to bachata. How did that come about?
Oh, that's a funny story. So, Azel Salazar, maybe you know this amazing dancer, Azel and Cindy, as they're dancing together right now. Um, he wanted to do an acrobatic show, and I was a ballet dancer. I am very small, and I was very skinny at the time. Okay, and so he wanted to do acrobatic show with me for his birthday party, or I don't know, bachata fever anniversary party. I don't remember actually. And the thing is, I had tour with ballet, and he had like he's an international artist, so he's always also going somewhere teaching and performing, and we just didn't have enough time to prepare it. But I don't know, he just saw something in me, and he still wanted to work with me. So he showed me a lot of support, and he showed me what bachata is. And as he likes to call it, he took me to the dark side. And I started to like it a lot. I In the beginning I couldn't understand, because ballet is always a choreography, and I couldn't understand how can you just improvise, how can you follow what. It was like mind blowing to me.
So okay, so you get introduced and everything. I'm very curious to hear from you. Um, Tell me about that first year learning bachata, learning how to follow. Tell me about your beginner stage in bachata.
um well, I think Azel started to train me already as a professional, because I was a ballet dancer, and he didn't need to explain me the music, for example, that it has eights, because
Right.
also in ballet school I had to play piano. It's I'm mandatory. Like I said, we need to learn a lot of things in our arts academy. So for becoming a ballet dancer, you have to actually play piano. So I had a lot of background, but at the same time, some of the backgrounds were exactly opposite of what you need in bachata. For example, I have very strong back, because in ballet you have everything, like this, very correct. Even your arm move, your back stays in exactly same position. Nothing changes. And in bachata or salsa, you need to move your body, your shoulders. Oh my gosh, I remember I was trying to move my shoulders when I started salsa. I thought I'm gonna cry. I couldn't move them. They were just. I was like, how can you do arms to one position, shoulder in another? How is that? How? Why do they need to move? It's better if you just do this. Or my hips. I was trained my whole life not to move hips, not to move them. And then Azar was like, move your hips, move your hips. So yeah, it was challenging. It really was challenging.
I mean, definitely because you're trying to overcome, 16 years of training. That's very difficult.
Yes, yes, it
Very
is.
difficult. Oh man. And okay, so I guess I'm very curious to hear from you. What I feel like going from ballet to bachata is like going to opposite ends of the spectrum. Do you feel like bachata is kind of like a rebellious dance? Like it kind of breaks all the rules you've been taught, and kind of is it kind of refreshing maybe?
I don't know. Actually, it was so hard for me to decide, because at the moment when I understood that I need to choose between these two, I got amazing offer from the theater. But at the same time, I realized that if I go, I need to let go one of them, because I finished my ballet path. Like I got my diploma, and now I could go full into ballet, or I could go full into bachata. You cannot do both anymore because in my last years in my school, in my academy, I was exhausting myself and trying to be in both. But that was quite possible. I don't get enough sleep, but this is my loop. Yeah, I could still dance. But when you're in theater, you don't have time for doing extra Latin classes. Maybe you could dance for fun to maybe go once into a social, but you could never teach actually classes because the rehearsals are at the same time and you couldn't do both. So I needed to choose, and I couldn't. So I asked my boyfriend to help me, and he said that it's better if I. He helped me realize that probably bachata is better path for me because um, I will feel whole. I will not feel so depressed all the time, and also injuries. In ballet, you have a lot of injuries because basically you are doing a lot of things against nature, and you're always in pain. It's like you dance and you enjoy, and for example, when you're performing, you don't feel the pain because of the adrenaline, and but I don't know. It doesn't matter how bad my pain is. I would never feel it during the performance. But when you train, you start training, you start warming up. For example, I have my ankle sprains. They're all in very bad shape, and it would hurt a lot. And in bachata, it doesn't hurt. Even I'm dancing with high heels, but the feet is always in the same position, so it doesn't really hurt that much. And I've spent 1 year without being professional in ballet, without dancing every day for like 8 hours. So I don't have the pain actually anymore, and I'm very happy about it. So also the back, I had some problems because of ballet, and I'm 19. I mean, I shouldn't supposed to have this. So I think this was one of the main things what changed my mind. But sometimes I do regret and feel nostalgic about ballet, and then maybe I shouldn't have changed it. You know, every dancer have these days, I guess, when they're like, oh, I should let it go and just do something else. But but yeah, it was very hard decision actually.
But so um I understand you're going all in with bachata, but I guess are you saying that my question is can you still go back to ballet? You're still able to, correct or no?
I do train in the mornings.
Okay.
So if I lose weight, because right now I do look more like bachata dancer
Okay.
and my legs are too fat and everything. So if I lose weight and I would train more, I think I could go back to ballet.
Okay.
I actually had thoughts about it. So
Mm.
yes,
And
I
so
think I
okay,
did.
so yeah, so I guess what you're saying though, I think I understand you. As a professional ballet dancer, it is expected of you to train every day, which you are, but also to be in shows, right? To be performing and everything. And currently, you're more so geared towards bachata, right? You're not really performing ballet at currently.
Can you repeat your question, please, one more time?
Not a worries. I understand. I understand your situation. You're currently just more focused on bachata instead of ballet. I definitely understand that. You were talking about your injuries. Um, I'm very curious. What is the lifespan? Not the lifespan, but what is the career span for a ballet dancer? Is it, you know, 17 to 30? Is it, what's the career span for them?
Um, well, in general, from the very beginning, from the school,
Right.
you train every day so you grow the right muscles, because you cannot start ballet when you are like 16 or whatever, because your body is already shaped in another way, and you have to have muscles trained in a way from the very beginning in general to do the movements that ballet dancers do. Normal people cannot do that. So yes, I think the ballet career is very short, and I think the best way to finish, like dancing in a theater, is about 35, 35 years, maybe till 40, but not more. And after that, you can choose another path. You can become a teacher or a choreographer, or maybe the headmaster of a ballet school or of a theater, or create something of your own. And or maybe you will decide to start the whole another level of your life. Maybe you will start to be an architect, I don't know. This is, yeah, it's something different.
Okay, no, I understand that. I definitely understand that. Um, I keep thinking about these injuries, but I guess that's just that is a part that is known and expected for a ballet dancer is to be in this constant state of pain. That's kind of required, known.
Yes, I think every ballet dancer is kind of almost all the time something is in the pain. I mean, maybe it's a muscle, maybe it's a nerve, maybe yesterday they trained extra, and I don't know, they have some muscle that is like ah. But then you stretch it and then you're like, oh, that's the best feeling in my life. So it has its pluses and minuses. Even right now, if I train more, I enjoy that pain at some point. Because okay, it means I did good. My body works in the right way.
Uh, okay, I'm very curious. Tell me this. You're you were at one point trying to overcome your learned habits from ballet and trying to learn your new habits in bachata. I'm very curious. Um, is there or was there anything that you were able to translate from ballet? Is there anything you're able to translate from ballet that you're able to use in bachata? Is there any
Of
crossover?
course, a lot of things that you can use from ballet technique. I mean, ballet, I believe ballet is background for every dance that exists because it's so correct. And if you know how to dance ballet, at some point you can dance everything. Um, for example, the spinning technique. You spin, then it's just the way that you know how your body works. You know every muscle because you train and you know how it feels. You see a movement and you can repeat it because you know how to do it. It's hard to get uh, flow because you're all the time in another tension. You are trying to be all the time up, and not to move hips and have this perfect shape. But I think it's hard to relax. But right now, as I said, ballet is also changing, and we have more contemporary dancing and more modern. So it gets into the way that it's kind of observes everything. But yeah, you can apply a lot of things. You have perfect lines. So when you do the poses, they already look complete and almost perfect because ballet is actually a form of art that requires you to be perfect. I mean, it's impossible, but you're on the way. So when you're dancing and let's say there is a pose, a ballerina or let's say ballroom dancer, they would do perfect line with the leg, and perfect line with the arm and the head in amazing position. When normal dancers who learned already bachata, they don't have that background and they need to learn it. And for ballet or ballroom dancers, it just comes naturally. We don't think about it. We don't think about stretching our knee and our feet because it's just already in our habits. And for normal dancers, they need to, okay, I do the pose, I need to stretch my arm, I need to get my shoulder down, I need to get my chest out, I need to get my feet stretched. For us, it's natural. We think about other things already.
Okay, okay. Listen, what comes to mind, and let me know if you agree with this. I'm very curious to know. Would you associate, a professional ballet dancer? Is that is that on par? Is that very similar to a professional athlete? Was that something you would agree with?
Professional what?
Athlete?
Um, no and yes. I don't know anything about athletes actually, but I think that they also train a lot, and it's also, I think, very hard, and requires a lot of courage and straightforward thinking.
I think all that can be
You
said
also
about
need a lot
ballet.
of stamina. So at some point, yes, but also ballet is a sport, but it's not a sport because it's art.
And so I mean, I you are correct. Ballet is not a sport. I will agree with you there. But on as far as the physicality of ballet, a lot of the things you said, we've already said is required of a ballet dancer, and they're also required of a professional athlete. As far as the physicality, though, would you say that it's very comparable to a professional athlete, or is that not even something you would agree with?
Well, I think that, like I said, you need to grow over muscles that you didn't even know that they exist. It's like you need to raise your leg with, like, normal people. Let's say it's my leg, okay? Normal people would raise like this, and ballet dancers would raise like this. So you see the position is like different. You use other muscles to actually raise your leg
Okay,
or
real
to
quick,
do
real quick.
positions
Some
like
people
this.
can't see that, but what you did was you kind of lowered your shoulder and then raised your arm, right? Instead of just raising it all at once.
It's like this. I raise with
Yeah,
my
you raised your
this part
shoulder. Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
my,
exactly.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yeah, you raise these muscles, but then you turn it. I
Oh
turn it,
shit.
yes, and
Uh-huh.
then I raise it with these muscles,
That's your traps. I mean, that's your
and then already my shoulder
triceps.
goes down.
Oh, okay, your tricep. Oh man, look at the technique. I'm on my way to
Oh,
becoming a
this should be the
professional
leg. This
ballet
should be the
dancer.
leg, actually.
Oh man, you see me? You're giving away all the tricks. All right. Hey, all right, cool. I don't want to make this too silly. So real quick, let's get into bachata. So you start dancing with chats and everything. I guess tell me this, you know, what are you able to translate from a ballet performance to a bachata performance? What is that like?
What do you mean translating?
I mean, just what skills are you able to take from a ballet performance and you're able to use in a bachata performance?
In general, performing, I would say, because I was raised as a performer. I was all the time on the stage performing, so I don't have that fear of the stage anymore, I guess. And when I go, I don't think about being failing. I don't think about failure. I have a lot of experience in it. So it's like I'm 19, but it's not like I've just started performing when I go into bachata performance. And I already have experience. I don't have that fear. Also, I can spin. It's a little different, but it still helps you a lot with the technique. And like I said before, the lines. Like for bachata, when you dance in social dance, like maybe you don't care about the lines, the good lines, because all you need is fun, have fun, yeah. Or maybe if you want to have a great picture, okay, or a great video, you will want to look better with good lines and everything. But when you're performing, it 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 should not only feel good, it has to look good. And this is where I think the frames comes in, because you need to create good lines, you need to have good technique for tricks, for a lot of things, because if you don't have the technique, it's you need to learn it. And where do you go to learn it? You go to learn to acrobatic class, to ballet class, to have good shape of the back. Okay, so you have this, not this. Yeah. When you dance, you look good. So in general, to look good, you need to have some professional advices.
Okay.
I believe so. I believe so. It's
Yeah.
only my humble opinion.
Okay. No, I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that. Um, yeah, your background is going to influence everything you do so heavily. It's very interesting. I found you. I found you real quick. I found you on Instagram, and you had some amazing videos. And I was like, man, I would love to have her on the show. And you so graciously accepted. So I really do appreciate that, Ms. Nasty.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, of course, of course. I know you were very hesitant about doing this interview, and I don't want to hold you up any longer. I thoroughly enjoy this opportunity to talk to you, Ms. Nasty. I really did.
Oh, really? Thank you. Thank you so much. It was amazing afternoon for me.
Hey, perfect, perfect, perfect. Real quick, tell me this. I know times are kind of crazy right now, but do you have any upcoming events, anything you want to plug, anything you want to share?
Right now, actually, I just had Vilnius Bachata Festival. That was amazing, and I have some other bookings, but I don't want to. I don't want to share them just yet because it's not official. So I'm gonna stay low and then follow me on Instagram and see where I'm going next.
Hey, real quick, real quick. You already led into it, but what's your Instagram handle? What is it?
What?
What is your Instagram handle? What is it?
Nasty point bachata fever.
Hey, there it is. There it is. Point being period or decimal perfect. That's it. Like I said, thank you so much. I thoroughly enjoyed this, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course,
It
of
was
course.
very interesting talking to you, really.
Hey, awesome, awesome. I guess is there any last words, anything you want to say before we close out this episode?
Well, I want to say that I really love dancing, and yes, I guess you got it from my hobby. But I think that dancing helps people feel happy. So
Mm.
if you haven't started dancing yet, please do.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I think that is a great way to wrap up this episode of the Two Feet podcast. Thank you so much, Nasty. Take it easy.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Hey, ciao. That's all it is.
Hey everyone, if you made it this far all the way to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much. My overall goal with making these interviews and these episodes is to give a voice to dancers, to give them a platform to speak their story. So if this is of value to anyone, then that means the world to me. My overall goal is to give value to the dance community. So, if you find no value in this, then I urge you to please let me know where I can improve on. I truly want to, just give value and content to the dance community. So please let me know how I can improve, where I'm messing up, because to be 100% honest with you, I'm learning along the way as I do this. I truly am. So to be able to interact with the dance community, it means the world to me, because it gives me feedback and it lets me know what I'm doing right, where I can improve upon, what I'm doing wrong, which I feel like might maybe more important. So please, if you all could comment and just let me know what you think, it means the world to me, because that feedback just helps me improve. So please comment as well. Please like and subscribe. That means a lot as well. But I want to say thank you so much for just watching this, because it means the world to me. I want to take you on this journey of the Two Left Feet podcast. I'm very excited for it. So once again, thank you so much.